everyone, and welcome to our channel. I am Sasha Gilbert, Marketing Director with Virtual Financial, and joining me today is Mr. Louis Johnston. Hello,
Hey,
Louis. Thanks for being here.
hey, Sasha, thank you very much for having me. It's a great day and looking forward to this broadcast.
Excellent. Now, you're located in Virginia, correct?
That is absolutely 100% correct. Richmond, Virginia.
Would you mind sharing with our audience just a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely. Sorry about that, folks. Um, I'm an Army veteran who believes in serving my fellow Americans. I spent 10 years working in the transportation industry, from a warehouse manager to a freight broker to an operations manager. Know a lot about transportation. I entered into the financial industry over 13 years ago, and I am now dedicated to teaching not only my fellow veterans, but all hardworking Americans on how money works. Um, a life,
Incredible.
it's a
Incredible.
life skill that we're not taught in school. I wasn't taught when I went to grade school, elementary school, or college. It was welcome to the real world. Oh my goodness, what do I do? How do I do it? Where do I go? Um, and my goal is to change that and make life easier for my fellow countrymen.
Absolutely. I know I got to work with you personally quite a bit, and I had a great time doing our presentations with a local union here in Tennessee and just really helping those hardworking men and women. And we really had quite an impact on them. Would you agree?
Absolutely, absolutely. It was a great, and the drive down there and the wind and the rain wasn't that great, but it is what it is. At least it wasn't snow.
This is true. This is true. Give it time, it will come back. Well, Louis, you talk about educating people about how money works. What are some of the tools or the principles that you use when talking with your fellow Americans?
Well, as a financial educator, my goal is to help break the cycle of endless debt, foolish spending, financial illiteracy. Our book, which you have on the screen, How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. When people learn how money actually works, they rethink their finances. It's that simple, cut and dry. Um, we also have a new book coming out for women, How Money Works for Women, which is going to be phenomenal. And I know there's a learning curve because I'm not a woman. I don't think like a woman, but I guarantee that the book is still on the line to help people in general, man, woman, child. It's all there. Homeowners, non homeowners, um, excuse me,
Well,
financial literacy.
Louis, I actually got to go to Atlanta and meet both authors of the book, How Money Works for Women. And I will say this, the new book, Targeting Women, does not replace How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. That is a book everybody needs to read. In fact, we're getting it into a lot of different school districts across the nation. But the new book, of course, I'm very passionate about it and incredibly excited because it's really going to help women who have traditionally had the man take control of the finances. It's going to help them understand how they can start to take control of their own financial situation before they
Excellent.
lose that control. So be excited. I've got a copy of the book. It is incredible. But I have to say, Louis, I absolutely love what you're doing in your community and how you are helping not only families, but businesses as well to provide education for their clients, their employees. Why is this so important to you?
Well, the main thing is inflation right now. It's affecting everybody. I I'm not saying I'm well off, but I'd like to say I have enough money to pay my bills, and I don't have a lot of the stress that the average person is facing in this country. I, politics aside, interest rate, I mean, $7 for a dozen eggs. 5 years ago, you said eggs are going to be $7. We'd be both rolling on the floor laughing.
Actually, I called that one.
Well,
Economics professors. So
congratulations.
that's why 3 years ago we
You got the
bought
winning lottery
100
numbers.
chickens. So
I want
those,
the winning lottery numbers. Anytime you get those, let me know.
that's why I don't put my address out there because nobody's getting my chickens or my eggs.
Amen to that.
But you're
But
right.
I mean,
It is a huge problem.
it's all about teaching new things. I mean, we weren't taught young. A lot of people in their 50s, 60s, 30s, 20s, even their 20s, they don't know what to do with their money. If I could go back to when I was 20 years old, I would invest totally different. I wouldn't have waited until I was 46, 47 years old to start investing towards my retirement, my legacy. Nobody told me about that. Yeah, we knew, okay, you should have life insurance, $4,000 or $5,000 to pay for a funeral. I can remember when my mother passed away in 1992. She had a $5,000 life insurance policy. The funeral was $49.85, $15
Wow.
between me, my brother, and sister. Not saying it wasn't a legacy. It helped us out financially at the time. My sister didn't have it. My brother didn't have it. I didn't have it. Without that, what would have happened? Would we been able to bury
Absolutely.
mom? I mean, I would have figured out a way, but excuse me.
But it
Um,
is definitely an advantage to be
oh,
prepared.
absolutely.
You
I mean,
know,
it's a life
we
change.
we look at the 1%, the 1%, and they know things that the other 99% either don't know or choose to not act on. And I'm going to give an example. Again, politics aside, this was something that really jumped out at me during the debates when Trump and Hillary Clinton were just kind of going at it. And Hillary had brought up his taxes. And she said, "You don't pay your taxes." And he's like, "That's because I'm smart. I know the tax code. If you don't
Yeah,
like it, change the tax code." But you won't because all of your donors and all of the wealthy people around the world know the tax code as well, and they enjoy the same benefits he does.
yeah,
Well, again, politics aside, this is exactly what we're talking about, everyone. There are certain things concerning money and revolving around how we use money in this country that the wealthy know about and utilize, and we don't. So, Louis, I'm going to pull up just real quick here a little flyer that you had put out, in some local businesses here. And this is just one example, everyone, of how there are ways you can protect your money from the IRS, even with their new 40,000 agents. It's legal,
yeah.
it's in the tax code. There are ways you can,
67,000 agents.
well,
Yeah,
hoping some of them got laid off, but um, there are ways that you can actually grow your money tax free. There are ways to protect your children and grandchildren, the assets that you want to leave to them when you pass away. There are ways to do that and keep it out of probate, as well as protect them from having to pay taxes. We've all
right.
heard of the inheritance tax. That's because you don't know how money works.
And
And
don't
so,
forget to throw in capital gains tax too. That's another big one.
yes, it's very, very true. And so we have senior financial professionals, we call them financial educators, who will work with you. They will take the book and they will have a meeting with you. They will take a look at where you're at right now financially, where you want to be, and then they'll make recommendations to bridge that gap and help you get there. Now, Louis, the book focuses on 7 what?
My major money milestones.
That's right,
And
the
like
7
you
money
said,
milestones.
Our financial educators, they give you an 18-page detailed plan guiding you through all 7 milestones. It's the missing piece that we're not taught, um, exactly what to do and how to do it. And I'm super thankful, excited all at the same time that we have all this knowledge, years of experience, everybody on the same page of wanting to help everyone in the country. I mean, avoid the common mistakes. That's what it all boils down to.
Absolutely. Now, I am going to briefly share something from our book, which is incredible. You know, this book is absolutely wonderful. I am so grateful that we have this tool. But I wanted to take a look here because I know where I bank at my local credit union, I am currently getting 0.09%. So not even 1/10 of
I know
1%.
exactly where you're
So,
going.
yeah. So what I want to show you all, and I just clicked out of it. I'm going to actually remove that from the screen and we're going to try again, people. But what I want to show you is something that we feature in our book, and it's called the rule of 72. Basically, you just take 72, you divide it by the interest rate, and that's how long it's going to take your money to double. So let's just say you're actually getting 1%. You're probably not. There's only one bank out there right now that I'm aware of that's doing that. But 1%, it's going to take 72 years, a lifetime to double. Are you kidding me? What if you're getting 3%? Yay, triple. It's still going to take 24 years. I mean, just under a quarter of a century. So we, Louis, as financial professionals and all the others that we work with, we're looking and utilizing products that historically you can very easily expect to get 6 to 9%. So now you're looking at what? 8 to 12 years to double. Louis, does that sound a little bit better to you?
It's almost embarrassing in a good way because part of what I do, I know part of what you do and everybody else in virtual financial is I would love to have a camera and just take the picture of the person's face when we explain the rule of 72. And it's
Absolutely.
jaw dropping and I'm not saying it's easy. I mean, there's things that you got to do, the financial educators, to get to that, but 2% is even better than less than 1%. Right
I
there,
mean,
2%, you cut it in half, 72 to 35 and a half, and I'm not good with math in my head. I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. Um, um,
36, but
yeah,
yes.
30, sorry, 35 and a half. Well, I was close. But it's amazing the looks that people, when it hits them and they realize how foolish they've been for so long. I'm
And then you
not
go
blaming.
back to the tools, Louis. So not only can we get them, in a great financial product where they're looking at 6 to 8 years for their money to double, but all the other benefits as well.
Oh yeah, the
Protecting it from the
taxes.
IRS,
Yep,
protecting
that's the main
their
thing.
their beneficiaries, their children to, avoiding those taxes and
Leaving a
uh,
legacy. Leaving a legacy.
lifetime guaranteed income. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. The wealthy have been using this for generations, but it gets better. I know we like this one too.
Yep.
What's the very first money milestone, Louis?
The very first money milestone. Of course, I don't have good eyesight, but it's financial education. It's all about educating people.
Yes, it
Hey,
is. And so getting the copy of the book in conjunction with meeting one of our financial educators and just really applying all 7 principles, it's a game changer.
oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, you talk about taking people's pictures. I wish we could do it after the appointment when they're looking at where they're at and then
Taking it
seeing how they can get there.
taking it a step further, after they meet with one of the financial educators, the 18-page financial analysis. I mean, that in itself is anywhere. I mean, I've checked different prices around the Central Virginia area. Couple places offer it as low as $500, but other places are charging over $2,500. And that just depends on what your investments are. Then they're going to want a percentage of your investments and everything else. Our financial educators, if we can help a family, we show them how to do it. And there's not all them exorbitant extra add-on charges, which is game changing in itself, that we're able to help people like that. I know the banks don't like us probably saying, hey, you're giving 0.75% point. These people are telling me I take my $200,000 out of the bank, I can get 6 to 9 to 12% and double and triple my money. What's going on here? The bank's like, well, you've been in this for so many years. Let's just keep it where it's at. You got to be safe. You got to be smart. The market's going
Louis,
to
I got
correct.
to comment on that
I,
because people, here's what's happening. You're giving your money to the bank or the credit union and you're getting, 0.09%. Guess what the bank is doing with it? It's
they're
not
investing
giving
it
out
and getting
mortgages and car
they're getting
loans.
money. They're earning money on that money.
They're using what's called BOLI, BOLI, bank owned life insurance. They understand how to use these financial instruments and grow their money so it's doubling every 6 to 8 years. Meanwhile, you're being charged 18%, depending on what you're looking at for your loans from the credit union. They're really quite smart. But Louis, I am sharing real quick here a picture of our financial needs analysis. And what you get is an 18-page report, and it's just beautifully done. And it really illustrates your current financial situation, but it also includes your goals, your dreams, your concerns, the things that need to be addressed in the future. And then it makes the recommendations to get you there.
Yep.
And this is just one of the many things that we are doing to educate families. And Louis, if somebody wanted to work with you or wants to benefit and get a copy of the book or a financial needs analysis, what is the best way for them to get in touch with you?
I have a couple different ways. I mean, my phone number is 804-247-9291. And with that, 247, I chose that because I'm available 24/7. You can reach out to me.
Nice.
I may not get back to you immediately if you call me at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but I will return a telephone call at my convenience when I'm up, I have my cup of coffee, showered and shaved and ready for the day. Another way is through email, Louis, Louis, dot virtual financial at yahoo.com.
Awesome.
Either
Awesome.
way,
And for everybody, sorry, Louis, for everybody watching, we'll make sure to put that in the description of the video as well. So if you would like to work with Louis, you can go ahead and reach out to him. Louis, I'll be sure to include your website
all right.
as well.
And you also,
And
I
on
was going to
that,
say that. Thank you so much.
absolutely. And on that note, Louis, it was incredible having you with us today. I'd like to thank all of our viewers for watching. Please do reach out if you have any questions or you would like to get a closer look at our book, How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker, as well as meet with Louis or another one of our financial educators. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Sasha. It was a pleasure.